Welcome to Research Talk. I hope you all are enjoying our journey on reliability and validity in research. In this video, I'm going to talk about, in our previous video, we talked about content validity. In this video, I'm going to talk about construct validity, which is another type of validity which is used in research. So what is construct validity? So first of all, let's understand the word construct. Construct refers to any idea, any construct that that you want to measure in research. Any construct, any idea, any thought. So that's a construct. So construct validity refers to the extent a test or measurement tool measures the construct that it claims to measure. I repeat it again. The extent to which a measurement tool, a test, measures what it claims to measure. So let's understand it with an example. Let's take the same example that we took in our previous when I was explaining content validity. So let's say there is this test which is called compassion measurement test. Compassion measurement test. And this test claims that it measures level of compassion. So this test claims that it measures compassion. So the construct is compassion. So the construct validity will refer to the extent to which this test measures compassion, what it claims to measure. So the claim is this test measures compassion. So the construct validity is, does it really measure compassion? Or maybe something else? So that will be its construct validity. And let's understand this with further example. Let's say this test has, let's say, 20 items. And the items, in terms of construct, this test have an operational definition of compassion, which is sensitivity to others' suffering and desire to alleviate suffering So let's say this test has two operational components. The first one is sensitivity to other suffering, how sensitive a person is towards other suffering. And the other operational definition it has is how desirous you are, or what is your level of desire to alleviate when you see the suffering of others. So let's say this has 10 items and this one has 10 items. The construct validity, if I want to measure the construct validity of this tool, I will ask myself, is it really measuring what it claims to measure? Or maybe it's measuring, but maybe not measuring comprehensively. Maybe it does not, the items that it has are not measuring what it claims to measure. So I could say that after reading all these items, if I could say the items does not include items on self-compassion, which means that when you think about compassion, someone's level of compassion cannot be comprehensively measured without measuring his own level of compassion for himself or herself. And let's say the theory might say that supporting others start from supporting yourself. If I do not love myself, I cannot love others. So similarly, if I want to feel compassion towards others, I first need to feel compassion for myself. So from this argument, this test lacks construct validity because it does not, in its operational definition of compassion, it does not include this component, this construct, which is self-compassion. So a researcher can argue that this test has low level of construct validity. There are statistical tools, factor analysis, which is commonly used to measure construct validity. So that's not the focus here. We will learn it later. But here we are trying to understand what construct validity is. So a construct validity refers to the extent to which a scale or measurement tool measures what it claims to measure. So in this example, the claim was this test measures compassion. And when we go deeper into understanding the operational components which are used to measure compassion, we found that it lacked self-compassion. So on the, from that ground, from that argument, I could say this has low level of construct validity. And construct validity is very important because the moment a researcher starts developing a test, developing an instrument to measure anything, the first step is what is the operational definition of this construct. Once you define the operational definition, then you start developing items based on those operational definitions. Now, if the operational definition lacks comprehensiveness or it lacks overall representation of that construct, then in that case, it is going to result into low level of construct validity. So for a researcher who is developing a tool to measure anything, a social construct, it is very important to make sure that your test has a high level of construct validity. So that's briefly about what is construct validity. I'll see you in another video and we'll talk about another type of validity.